On the third morning after birth, I recited mantras about 100 times in a meditative sitting posture. From then on, I, an infant who had just learned to lift my head, neither cried, nor fussed, nor soiled my bedding. When I was 8 months old, I could stand, walk, and run without crawling. That winter, I was sleeping in my mother's arms, woke up at midnight, and saw my mother had turned into a ferocious-looking, black woman with exposed fangs. She wrapped me in her yellowish-red hair. I felt extremely terrified and shouted, "Mother!" My mother said, "What's wrong?" "I'm here." I found she was still her original self. From that time on, I began to speak. Another night that winter, my mother and I were shivering from the cold. So I began breath retention, practicing Tummo Yoga, generating blissful warmth. My mother felt as if sitting by a fire, too hot to bear. So she pushed me out of her embrace, saying, "Who are you, this imp who seems not human?" I sang to my mother, "I come from the Guru's palace in the east. Mastery over wind and Tummo I've released. I am an accomplished practitioner of the glorious Guhya Samaja. If you recognize me, I am Alal Hazasun." Mother said she didn't recognize me. Then she hugged me tightly in her arms and admonished me, "From now on, in front of others, don't casually speak such nonsense. If one day someone truly recognizes you as their guru, I will have to give you to them. Otherwise, don't talk recklessly about these things." I often saw in dreams what seemed to be India, an indescribably beautiful and delightful place. I alternately moved between one large and one small. Basam Statra Grove, sometimes appearing in monastic robes, sometimes practicing in the conduct of a yogi. Ekajati and Rahula, these two Dharma protectors in their true and emanated forms, often protected and blessed me. Before I turned 13, one evening, 9 great skeleton spirits transformed into vultures, descended from the sky, and upon landing became 9 skeletons that danced and ran around me, then stood before me in dancing postures. I gave each skeleton something like a blessing pill. In this, they showed all kinds of joyful expressions upon receiving them, then vanished into the sky. This often happened. When I was about 1 year old, a kind old woman cared for me. At night, I often slept in her arms. Just as I was about to fall asleep, a thunderous sound roared in my ears. All visions became bright like sunlight shining on snow mountains. Moments later, the visions turned into thick red light in the preto, enveloping like red clouds. My mind nearly fainted. Then these visions became white light tinged with blue. My mind completely fainted. I couldn't remember anything. After a while, my mind rested in a state without center or edge, a luminous emptiness without recognition. Simultaneously, all my manifestations filled with 5-colored light, containing many tree-like light rays, and unimaginable, variously sized bright dots. Around age 3 that spring, I saw a dying Jomo calf struggling in a swamp, wailing, trapped in the mud. I pulled the calf from the swamp, placed it on clean ground. Though I didn't know other transference visualizations, I felt I should visualize its consciousness as a pea-sized white light shooting up into the sky. As the calf breathed its last, steam like boiling water rose from its head, hair fell from its crown, and a thumb-sized hole opened in its skull. My uncle, an elderly lama, told me this wasn't something ordinary people could do, but there was no need to speak of it. By and teen after class, don't tell anyone